guys, so I just filmed a tutorial on the eye look that I'm wearing right now, and it's kind of my everyday kind of eye makeup, and I'm using the Naked Basics palette. The room that I'm in is kind of messy. It's kind of our spare bedroom, junk room slash my makeup room, and we don't have a lot of space here, so there's some stuff that won't fit in closets and stuff like that. So it's a little messy in here. I'm trying to figure out a backdrop or something, because that trifold thing that I used to have, I had to get rid of that when I moved because I didn't have room to bring it all the way from Minnesota. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoy this. If you want to see how to do my everyday makeup, then keep watching. So I already put on my MAC Painterly paint pot. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I've been using this as my main primer for like a really long time, and I just now have like a little vision of the pan, so these things last absolutely forever. So I'm using my Naked Basics palette, and the darkest color in this palette, which is Crave, it started to crack, which I haven't dropped this or been like rough with it at all, and it's not like an actual crack. It's you're probably not gonna be able to see it, but it's just like where it starts to flake off, and there's like a new piece flaking off every time I get into this, and I always end up with it on my fingers, and I don't realize it until I like go to put my nose ring back in. I put my nose ring back in, and there's like a big black smudge on my nose. It's really annoying. So if that happens, bear with me. I don't know why it's cracking, because like I said, it didn't take any trauma or anything like that. So anyway, the color that I use for my lid is this color right here, and this is WOS. I just get that on a flat shader brush, and because this is like almost my skin tone, I really don't have to be too incredibly precise with it. So just throw it on. And then I mix together Naked 2 and Faint. Yeah, I mix together Naked 2 and Faint on a blending brush and just blend that into my crease. This is a little too dark to be like considered my blending color. It's kind of my crease color and my blending color, just because Faint makes it a little too dark to just use to be blended. But I figured this way I'm just skipping a step. And if I have to, I'll just wipe off my brush and then go in just with Naked 2, which is the lighter one, and go just a little bit above. And then on a little shader brush, I take a mix of Naked 2 and Faint and put that on my lower lash line. I don't go all the way into the corner with that either, but I get pretty close. And then on a pencil brush with Crave, which is the one that's falling apart on me, I grab that, and I get a lot on here, so I try to tap it off really well, but this color just kind of ends up everywhere. It really does get everywhere. But I will very lightly tap that onto my outer corner. And it doesn't have to be perfect when you apply it with this brush, because you use a blending brush later just to get everything looking right. So then with the same blending brush that I used earlier, I'm just going to blend that darker color in with everything else. If you end up in a situation where I am, where I feel like there's kind of a line here that's not blending out very well, if I can find it, you can take your little shader brush that had that WOS color on it and kind of reblend that in there too. With a clean blending brush, it took me like 5 times to get that out. I'm going to go ahead and take Naked 2 again and just blend up. I'm going to take Foxy, which is the other lighter matte color in the palette, and this big old blending brush. Get a little bit on there. That's going to go under my brow. then with this little tiny detail brush, I'm going to take Venus, which is the only shimmery color in the palette. And this is going to go just under the arch of my eyebrow, which will look more like an arch when I fill them in. And then it's also going to go on my inner corners. And blending this down on the lower lash line is why we didn't go all the way in with the darker colors. So then for liners, I'm taking this very, very, very small, pathetic Urban Decay whiskey that came with my Naked palette like 3 years ago, and I'm putting that on my lower lash line. And I had to do that off camera so I could get close to the mirror because I'm trying to avoid sharpening this as long as possible, and it's like got those little wood pieces sticking out. Didn't want to poke myself in the eye. My upper lash line, I'm just going to tight line with a black, and I'm going to use Urban Decay 0. And then for my liner, I usually prefer to use gel liner, but all of my angled liner brushes are starting to kind of like curl out on the highest angled point. They're just getting old, and it screws up my gel liner every single time. So I'm going to make an attempt at liquid liner. When I first got this, it was really easy to use, but I'm kind of out of practice, so we'll see how it works. 9 times out of 10 I usually screw this up. So this is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner, and I do really like this liner. I think for like beginners to liquid liner, this is probably a really good one to attempt your liner with. I'm going to put my mirror up here so maybe you can actually see. Fortunately, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. I really miss my gel liner. So I'm gonna do my mascara. One of the big downsides of that Wet n Wild liner is that it gets in your eyelashes and it like clumps your eyelashes before you even get mascara on. So that kind of sucks. But this is the CoverGirl Clump Crusher, and the drier this gets, the more I like it. So that's it for the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows and the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. And my hair, and change my shirt. Okay, so hair, eyebrows, and everything else is done. I used my NARS Laguna for my bronzer, and then I like majorly over blushed with e.l.f.'s Tickled Pink blush, and then I also highlighted with the e.l.f., what is this? Gotta Glow highlighter, which is a little powdery, but it works. You can work with it. And then on my lips, I have the MAC lip pencil in Naked Liner, and there are kitty chew prints on it, which I just noticed. There's little tooth marks. Cool. And then I used the e.l.f. conditioning lip balm in Nice and Natural, which is awesome. So that is the entire look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys enjoyed that it was kind of a talk through, because voiceovers are kind of impersonal, but they're just the easiest to throw together, so I tend to do that really often. They're just, the editing time isn't as much at all, and you don't have to worry about noises in the background or anything like that. But I will try to do talk throughs whenever I can. Right now the apartment is empty because my husband is in Columbus for work for the entire week, which sucks. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you later. Bye.